Hey guys, today I want to talk about composting off-grid. This is a Nature's Head composting toilet, and maybe a lot of you don't really understand how this works. This is a self-contained unit that has a urine collection and a solids collection bin. When you're using this, if you just need to urinate, you would generally just sit down. Let's lift the lid here. And there's two holes there in the front that the urine will go into separate. You want the urine to stay separate from the composting, and when you're doing a solid, then you're going to flip this little lever here and it's going to open up the hole to the solid area. Now, and every time you use it, you want to take this handle here on the side and just give it a couple of turns, and that agitates it and keeps it mixed up properly. Now with this toilet, you have to dump the urine container when it's full, this right here, which you just unsnap it from the sides here and it'll lift up and you can just dump that. As far as the solids container, it'll go quite a long time before that needs to be dumped. And with this unit, I piped in this vent pipe here, and in this side here there's a little tiny fan in here, and there's the wire, and that wire goes outside to a battery. This is a DC tank, and I'll take you out there and show you that setup here in just a second. Now, every several times you use it, you want to put some peat moss into the solids container and work that in. And then you can just take that compost and put it in a trash bag and take it to the dump, or you can actually use that the human compost for flower gardens. It's not recommended for vegetable gardens, but flower gardens. And we put the lid down. And let me show you what's going on outside. Now this is the peat moss that we use, and when you use peat moss, you want to make sure that you get undyed or unchemical added peat moss. And it's basically, you can see what it is. It's basically just a powdery, almost looks like a forest mulch that you would mix in there with your solids. So this is how I keep my battery for my fan on my composting toilet charged. I use a small solar panel. This solar panel has a self-contained charge controller. It's a little tiny charge controller hooked to a battery with a couple of clips, positive and negative clip, and then that battery thus is wired to the composting toilet wire that goes to the fan on the inside of the house. And then this little setup here is facing kind of south-ish, not completely south, but enough to keep that battery charged for that micro fan in there. So a lot of people are concerned about composting. They think that it's nasty or messy, but I just want to tell you that with that little fan on the toilet there that vents this out, you know, there's really almost no smell whatsoever. You maybe smell some peat moss when you put it in there, but it's almost odorless. It's not really a big mess at all, and you don't really have to use any special toilet paper. I got toilet paper here on a little stick that I found in the woods, and I'm just hanging on there. Regular toilet paper's fine. It composts out too. So that should be, you know, everything you need to know about off-grid composting toilet.